Hey people, it's me again. So, anyways, it's now like 7 o'clock as far as that goes. So, one of the things I was gonna talk about now, it was like one of the videos that Rags had talked about, like how the nerd culture is kind of under attack by this ultra PC uh, SJWs, the special snowflakes as far as that goes, As far as that goes, like how they're whining about like how the nerd culture is not diverse enough when in reality it's already diverse enough as it is. I mean, for starters, I've always been kind of a nerd, but I mean, I'm a gay nerd. So, anyways, um, one of the things that um, Rags had talked about was that whole Riley Dennis video where he was kind of going around putting the same old like uh, SJW bullshit, and then how Rags had basically had mopped the floor with him, and as far as that goes. And then one of Rags's other videos was the same critique about it was like Adam ruins everything about video games when it was just went around putting this sort of silly little narrative and this silly little narrative that what it is like these people think that gaming is like a waste of time and all that sort of stuff, or it's a useless hobby, that sort of thing. And that's basically what is kind of boiled boiled down when it's pretty much more than just that sort of thing. And it's kind of funny how Adam it was also employed by like College Humor, and they had this one thing that College Humor had where it was like, what if life was like Sims or something like that. It's really kind of ironic that they would go around and make fun of like the video games be um, making fun of Sims 4 like that, and then running around going around and saying this sort of silly little narrative about that, which is kind of crazy. So, anyways, as I was kind of saying before about all that kind of stuff, that a lot of these sort of people don't really quite understand that gaming is more than just playing video games at this point, and especially nowadays with like Steam and the Sony and PlayStation Network and all that kind of stuff, that you can basically interact with people as far as that goes nowadays. And there was this one video. I mean, not this one video. There was this one picture where it said like gaming back then, gaming nowadays, and it showed like how back then where it showed like this one kid saying like, let's go to so and so's place and watch him play, and then now it's like nowadays it's like everybody's watching like PewDiePie or any of the other Let's Players on YouTube, and then the ones that are like reading the manual, and now they're like playing and now they're watching it on YouTube, and then the other one online, and all this sort of stuff. And then there was this sort of funny story, this other funny picture that someone had showed me on Facebook a while ago, where where this one person, I think was like a parent, and how it was, or somebody like that was kind of criticizing someone that was like, oh, what are you doing? Waste your time like watching PewDiePie play video games and all this sort of stuff. And then he walks off and watches and watches football. How ironic is that? So, anyways, as far as that goes, that as far as my personal experience and all that now, is that my parents, as far as the last couple of years, had also realized that there was just more to just that, as far as like playing video games, is more than just that, because of the fact that I was interacting with certain people all over the place, and when I was like playing TF2 or playing Borderlands 2 or Borderlands pre-sequel or any of these other kind of multiplayer type games that I had on Steam, as far as that goes. So, and at one point, I think it was about 3.5 years ago, when I gone to it wasn't necessarily a LAN party just yet, because although I think it was kind of a get together with all the people who were playing TF2 with me and all that lived around the area, and as far as one of the things that is also the narrative that is also being crushed is like how, and nowadays it's like people still think like gaming is still for kids and all that, when what was his name, like Rich Review Tech had like showed this video, like there was this woman that's in her 80s that's a gamer and all that sort of stuff, and then nowadays it's like there really is no age limit on as far as some games, because as far as when I went to that get together with that one group, that one of the guys was already like 45 or something like that, that also plays TF2, and then there were some other things. And then it was maybe about a couple of years ago when I found out that one of my uncles likes to play video games, And then my uncle is like in his 50s, I think, So it's one of those things that I had mentioned before, like on here, that my uncle's like helping me build a computer later on this week or this month, whenever this sort of thing gets rolled down the hill and all of that, that sort of thing. So, anyways, as I was kind of saying so far, it's kind of baffling to me how some people could be so shallow that they can only judge a certain thing just by a few bad apples, as far as that goes. It's like one of the little things that I had talked about on YouTube on another kind of community, as far as that goes, when I had talked about certain things like that, but are we that shallow of such things, only judging certain things simply because of a few bad apples, or simply because of some sort of narrative that's trying to be pushed in some ways or not? Whether if it's like the gaming culture is all sexist, homophobic, misogynistic, or whatever, when in reality that's not even really the case. Look at it as far as all the latest games that are out today. All the latest games out today have all these different kinds of protagonists, and like whatever was Bayonetta, for example, was a strong female protagonist who doesn't really need a man, that sort of thing. And then there's all this other one, and there's this other one, all these other little things that make these kind of conservatives with their heads explode, as far as that goes, to tell the truth. But anyways, I've been ranting and railing way too long, So anyways, talk to you guys later.